First time poster in TFDS equals, I get this kind of call maybe 2-3 times per week, and yesterday alone I got it about 6 times in one day. Caller, is this the water company? Me, this is the city water department, not a company. Caller, our water service is out, and we pay our bill regularly. Me, what is your address? Caller, 1234, ABC Street. Me, we currently have an emergency repair on ABC Street, so water will be out until we can get it fixed. Crews are working as we speak. Caller, I wasn't notified. Me, it's an emergency. Emergency crews don't ever typically notify people. Caller, well, you should at least notify people when the water will be off. Me, the people who would be out notifying are the ones working on the emergency. It would take longer for the repair to be completed if we tried to notify everyone, plus many people don't have phone numbers on their accounts. Caller, you couldn't have put a door tag out? Me, that would require stopping work on the emergency, and making it take even longer to get water working again. Caller, well, don't you know about repairs in advance? Me, no one knows about emergencies ahead of time, those happen with no notice and we go to repair them as soon as possible. Caller, well, what am I supposed to do? I have work in the morning. Me, you'll have to wait until the repair is completed. Caller, well, this is unacceptable, I pay my bill and… Me, interrupting, it has nothing to do with paying your bill, the pipe is broken, and we're fixing it. If we weren't fixing it, then your water would still be out. Caller, isn't it illegal to have someone's water off when their bill is paid? Me, the water being out is why we are repairing it. It's an emergency. Caller, well, you need to notify people ahead of time so they can make plans. Me, if we knew about emergencies ahead of time, they wouldn't be emergencies. There's no way to plan for them. Caller, well, this is unacceptable. Me, we're fixing it so it will become acceptable, because it's an emergency. Caller, well, I need you to turn my water back on now. Me, water won't be back on until the repair is completed. Caller, I don't understand why you can't just turn it on. Me, there's no water to even turn on, that's why we're fixing it. When it's fixed, the water will be back on. Caller, well, why wasn't it fixed sooner? Me, it wasn't broken then. Caller, give me your name, I am going to report you to the city. You shouldn't be able to do business in our city. Me, you're speaking to the city right now. Caller, no, this is the number on my bill, to the water company. Me, there is no such thing as a water company. Caller, just tell me when the water will be back on. Me, we're not sure when it will be back on, emergency crews are working on it. When they're done, it'll be back on. Caller, well, this is just wrong, it needs to be back on now. Me, that's what we're working to. Caller hangs up before I finish. I do genuinely like these kinds of calls, it's kinda like having a renewed confidence in confronting your bully, by having the perfect comeback that completely unravels every one of their attempts to bring you down, and you know all of their ways already and have perfect comebacks for every one of them equals. A new senior designer/team lead joined the company and he had so many ideas he literally needed a whiteboard behind him to write down the constant stream of consciousness that spilled out. He somehow convinced a manager to let him handle a client project in a new industry we are getting into, and he went about chaotically sending his entire team constant messages about features and desired functionality of what they were building. I'm in IT, so whenever something big is starting up, it's normal to get a stream of tickets all asking for stuff from permissions and programs to new workstations. Unfortunately, I was given the task of wrangling and addressing most tickets that came to the new team, so I was in constant contact with the designer/lead. On my first call with him, I see he had the whiteboard behind his home office, and right in view of the surprisingly high-def camera was his password for his work email and the number associated with his workstation. I tell him anyone can see his password, and to remove it from his board it's a security risk. I get him all the creds and programs his team needs and leave to do other stuff. A week later I'm getting a flurry of pings asking me to get on a high prio ticket, and it's the team lead who called the company and had someone else get a ticket out, and he's asking me why he can't log into his email or anything. I see what's up, and his account is flagged for too many attempted logins, and it's from a different IP than his company provided router. I'm super confused and think we have someone trying to brute force passwords, but they are failing thanks to our usage of single-use authentication codes. I get him and myself into a call after resetting his creds and unlocking his account, and right there on his whiteboard is not only his old password but the one I just set up for him and the partial emails of some team members. I'm now sure of what happened, and so is myself after I told him to read the whiteboard, so he gets a small dressing down from him but a bigger one from his boss, and a company email is sent out expressing the need for security and trust if we want to continue remote work. TLDR, guy writes his password on the wall behind him and didn't expect anyone to try logging into his email. Working at a facility as an on-site tech. Get a call from one of the staff members. IT, hi, this is IT, how can I help you? Employee, hi, yes, we have 4 new employees starting today. They will need email and IT, I'm sorry, but did you say all 4 new employees have started today? Employee, yes, and we will need the following done for them. IT, I'm sorry, but was there ever a ticket or an email sent out regarding these new employees? Employee, a ticket? No. IT, we're gonna need a ticket with all the information required. Full names, what they need. Employee, okay. IT, yes, there is an onboarding process, so please email our support email with all the required information and also CC the office manager as well. Employee, okay, will do. And #X200B. There is no way I'm taking a phone call about 4 new employees they have already started today without a ticket. Are you kidding me? I should have gotten a ticket about said new employees at least a week ago. And no way am I rushing to get done all 4 employees. That happened a few months ago and just had me dumbfounded. A user puts in a ticket regarding her OneDrive not syncing and calls me. We'll call her Mary. The call goes as follows. Me, IT support, John speaking. Mary, hey, it's Mary. I was calling to follow up on my ticket for OneDrive. Me, sure, no problem, there are a few things we can try over the phone. You should have a blue cloud icon on the bottom right side of the screen, near the clock. Mary, I don't see a clock. Me, okay, that probably means your taskbar is hidden. If you move your mouse to the bottom of the screen, it should come up. Mary, the bar is there but I don't see the clock. Me, are you sure? It should be on the bottom right of the screen. Mary, I don't see it. Me, so you do not see an area on the bottom right that shows the time? Mary, yes, I see that. Me, what did you think I meant by clock? What do you call that? Mary, I call it the calendar. I started laughing on the phone when she said that. Apparently a display of time is not called a clock in her eyes. Since it took us 10 minutes just to find the clock, I decided to walk over to her office and do this one in person, because if something so simple took that long, I'd be on the phone for hours. To be fair to the user, she was retiring soon and practically had a foot out the door at that point, so she probably just didn't give a crap. It's just hard to comprehend how anybody could be confused at what a clock is. Been at my current gig 15 years next year. I work IT in the healthcare industry, which when I started brought me face to face with folks who, although skilled in all aspects of the human body, were still shown to be human when interacting with computers. Our IT department, 350 plus, has many who came from a clinical background into the IT side of our medical record system. My first year on the job, I got a call from one of our clinical IT users at a remote site. They were there temporarily and were using a temp desk. They said they couldn't get the dual monitors to work at the desk they were at. They had docked and undocked the laptop with no change. Explained I could come and have a look as I was on my way to that building that morning. We had quite a few docking stations fail, so I had spares on site should it be needed. I get there and located the user. She shows me that docking and undocking the laptop doesn't have any effect. I asked if the desk was like this when she found it. She stated she got the docking station off a shelf at the back of the room, that was some shelves full of spares. There on the desk, next to the monitors, is the Dell docking station. No power brick. No monitor cables. No status lights. When I explained I would need to get cables and power and I'd be back in about 5 minutes, she said, as serious as could be. So you have to hook these up? Don't worry, I said. Told her it'd be fixed once I got back. I couldn't bring myself to point out her mistake. It still makes me wonder how she could have thought that a docking station with no connections of any type and no power source could somehow put images on a PC monitor. This was 2008 and we were using Dell C640 laptops.